I'm Jim Corpin. I'm a lifelong resident here in Peterboro, New York. I was born and raised, went to school here, I'm a town board member and also board member on the Gerrit Smith Estate Committee. So African Americans came through Peterboro on their quest for freedom, and Gerrit Smith was an integral part of this. He's a wealthy American who kind of came through abolition through the back door, and once he became involved in this, he had a way to get African Americans to Canada. So they came through Peterboro, and he just had a pipeline to get them through. But while they went to Canada, many of them stayed here, and we had a viable community of African Americans that lived, worked, and grew up here for over 200 years. And our school was integrated long before that was a viable thing in America. Our cemeteries, our churches, they were all part of this. So we certainly embraced that. It wasn't a perfect union here in Peterboro. We had our issues, but we were able to, grow up here and have a viable life here, and some of us have stayed into our middle age anyway.
When did your family first come to Peterboro?
I'm part of the Russell family, and that's the family that you've heard that Gerrit Smith purchased their freedom and brought them to Peterboro. And then that was from Kentucky. And you hear that story and then Harriet Russell worked in this building right here. She came here as an adolescent, and she worked in the laundry all her life, and she saved every dime she had. I say saved it. She bought her own home. She was a pillar of the community. When you look at her obituary, everybody loved her and respected her, and she got a piece of the American dream. And that we tell this story because she was born into slavery, and she passed away as a free woman here in Peterboro with an American dream.
And she was a relative.
Yes.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. And did she have children?
She did not.
Okay.
She did not. But she had brothers and sisters who lived here and then also married and moved away. And one of our projects as I'm co-chair of the Emancipation Committee is we marked their graves at the cemetery. And we didn't show that today, but we born into slavery, died a free man or woman here in Smithfield. And we marked 5 of those graves here. And we've also gone about 50 miles from here, we found another one, and we marked her grave after we found her. So that's one of our projects.
Yeah. It's a remarkable place. You can feel the spirits here. They're at peace.
I am a firm believer. You and I mow the grass here. And I feel that there is a feeling here, and I don't try to sell that to everybody, but I do. I feel it here.
No, you feel the ancestors here.
Yeah.
They're here, and they're at peace. It's definitely.
Yeah.
And I think it's the work that you and others have done to preserve their legacy, is which helps them feel at peace, and that's a very beautiful thing. It's black joy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of black joy here.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you feel that here, because I feel it here too. I always tell everybody there's a spirit here, there's a feeling here, and that's why I keep doing it.
Yeah.
My grandfather worked on these grounds, and and I donate my time, and get involved, because this is where I'm going to be. Yeah.
And tell me about Elizabeth Street.
Well, Elizabeth Street is a street where there's been an African American presence for hundreds of years. And of course, it has, not everybody called it Elizabeth Street. It's been called African Avenue. It's been called, you know, Black Street or the Back Street. But when I grew up, there was 35 African American children on that street, and we were one family, just one family, you know. And a lot of those children did not feel the same feeling of community, and they have left. But some of us have stayed, and you know, and there's a lot of success there, and there's a lot of military service from that street because, you know, growing up in the early '60s and early '70s, the African American men, their opportunities were in, you know, the service. So, in a quarter-mile distance, you know, we have 20, 25 men who served in the military.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, and all of them, you know, in positive service, you know. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, thank you so much for
Well, I'm
sharing
so
your story.
glad that you took the time to, you know, on your walk to make this little diversion, because I think it, you know, it'll keep you fired up and keep you powered to finish this.
Well, for me, it was important to come off the road to be here today because there's so many people further south who don't know about Peterboro, that don't know that this was a corridor of freedom. That Harriet Tubman was through here. I think I heard 4 times. That Frederick Douglass came through here, and it shows their wisdom. That shows that they were, how connected they were to the abolition movement, and what they did to plan and execute to assist people with reaching freedom. And you know, one point in time, someone told me that they came to visit Frederick Douglass. He had 11 people in his house, you know. And here I saw something that you know, 35 or 40 people.
Well, it's always talked about how this mansion, how this home was more of a hotel, and that's why this laundry became such an integral part of it, because you know, when you have people in and out of your house like that, there's an awful lot of laundry that has to be you know, attended to, and he was a gracious host, so yeah.
Good. Thank you.